you go and say that Freax website was a mistake, yeah. Freax.
And welcome back to another episode of Twitter Freaks. Folks, this is the show in which we talk about all the freaks on Twitter. Let's begin with this one. I just love it so much. Can you shut the... it's probably too early for me to say the F word. Can you shut the fuck up? This is the Domino's Pizza Tracker. If you're ever ordering off Domino's, you're probably familiar with the Pizza Tracker. It's received an update, and now it's this stupid fucking Ava-style Wall-E robot that says little soy millennial slogans as they bake your cardboard-ass pizza. It says, I was offered a job tracking parcels, but I chose the pizza life instead. Thug music plays. This would have been bad in 2015 when people were like laughing at the Thug Life memes, right? Like, disgusting, awful, murderous rage fills my body when I see this. I gotta say, with respect to Domino's, I used to be a top Domino's consumer. I ate probably at least one Domino's pizza a week in college. And I remember my wife, who was not my wife at that point, Jillian, and my husband, who unfortunately is not yet my husband, Danny, being like, here's the deal. You're enjoying this Domino's pizza because you come from Cracker Island, Kansas. And I said, that's true. And they said, when you have real New York, New Jersey pizza, you'll never want to go back to Domino's. And I said, can you stop being pretentious? I'm sure it's not that much better. And unfortunately, they were 100% right. And now I find Domino's physically repulsive. All right. Next up. Okay, this one rocks. So for those of you who stuck around for the Wednesday stream where we did a little bit of reacting to the FaZe rage bait video where they talk about how streaming is harder than your 9 to 5, I immediately recognized this guy as one of those. So this is just an unbelievable clip. And first off, I love the way that these people live. This guy's like a multi-trillionaire member of FaZe, and it's cool that when they get money, the first thing they do is like purchase a house that looks like a Presbyterian church and then deck out the rec room in as many like YouTuber signifiers as possible. The shit you see in the background. I'm talking about like things that make the background look interesting. The light up sign, the fridge with like snacks in it, the basketball hoop. It's wild. It's like looking into the bedroom of like a 13-year-old who is trapped in cryogenic stasis for 1,000 years. It's great. It's really cool. I hope they don't live in this room. That's what I'm always very happy I'm able to take this big busy thing behind me and shut a door on it at night. I hope they don't live here. Let's listen to what they have to say.
This is what you supported. You said you wanted Trump.
Okay. To give you a little bit of background, he's currently upset about tariffs despite voting for Trump, right?
This is what you supported. You said you wanted Trump. Listen, bro, the reason I wanted Trump was because I wanted to make more money, all right? That's why. I'm gonna say it. At least I'm honest. I don't give a fuck. At least I'm not sitting here lying. I don't give a fuck who's the president. I want to make more money. I'm a greedy bitch, okay? At least I'm saying it. I've been saying it from day one. Now tell me why I ordered an $8,000 exhaust. And then a week after I order it, I get a call. You got to pay a 57% tariff on it. What? I got to pay an extra over $3,000 when I already paid $8,000 on a fucking tariff. I don't even know what a fucking tariff is.
I love these guys. I do like that a whole generation of like kids are like emulating this type of thought pattern and behavior. They're like voluntarily turning themselves into the Antichrist, right? They're like watching The Simpsons and they're like, this Mr. Burns guy, he's got a lot of good ideas. I love the concept of being like, listen, I want to make money. And that's why I do everything I do. I have no other motivation. I want to make money. And like from a guy who has already made more money than Cretius. And then he's like, and tell me why I have to spend a little more money on a tariff. I didn't understand that these policies had a consistency to them. I thought Trump was the money president. And he was going to get on the smiling friends screen and say, you're all billionaires now. I thought that when I cast my vote, I was either voting for someone to give me money or the opposite. I'm dumb. I'm stupid. It's great. It's wonderful. I just have to ask, like, is there a market for people acting like this? I can start doing this. I can start like pretending to be like a submental moron. Like I do the SpongeBob thing where he removes everything in his head except for fine dining, but it's about like SEO manipulation. It was easy. I removed everything in my head except line going up. You don't have to pretend though. Oh, let's go. Let's go. So Mr. Beast then, quite literally Mr. Beast. It's called being a just chatting streamer. Check where we are, buddy. Oh, we're actually in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Hold up, let me change to just chatting real quickly. Anyway, moving right along. Moving right along. Okay, this one's rough. AI-generated psych rock band The Velvet Sundown rack up hundreds of thousands of Spotify streams. Okay, so I did go to Spotify to check this, and it is true. This band, The Velvet Sundown, does not exist. I can't believe you would ever think they exist, and I'm going to play you a couple seconds of one of their songs. This is called Dust on the Wind. Okay, Kansas, don't start suing. Dust on the Wind. Tell me if you think this sounds like AI. I know what you're thinking. Okay, intro riff, pretty decent. Let's just wait till they start talking.
Dust on the wind.
Who's this fooling? Legitimately, who's this fooling?
Boots on the ground.
Who's this fooling? For the first half, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like some stupid shit they would play in the opening crawl to like some college seniors moving film capstone project. But no, then they're like, yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's awful. It's really bad. And some of the people in the comments are like, but the music is really good. How are you listening to this and enjoying it? You should listen to the people who it's straight off of. Listen to fucking Kansas. Dust in the Wind is the same song as this. It just sounds like a human made it. Well, by, or at least an executive boardroom. I don't know. It's miserable thinking that this is getting really popular. And but I think a lot of people are figuring it out on the bottom, which is you don't actually need to make a convincing AI band that will have fans. You need to make a band that is so specifically tuned to both algorithms and on Spotify playlist inclusion that it will end up in a significant amount of auto plays after like an album from a real band finishes. And you get the income off that play every time that happens, right? That's just it. You don't have to fool anyone. You just have to be good enough that it'll take them about 30 seconds to turn it off after hearing it in a playlist, or it'll be randomly included in a playlist. But it's really gross, and there's a ton of this. There's like so much of this on Spotify to pretty hilarious effect. This is the boy brace. Look at this. This is nothing. Spotify tried to get me to listen to an AI-generated country songs about butt fucking after a Lucinda Williams album finished. These songs are The First Time in My Rectum, Oh Glory Hole, I Still Remember the Day You When My Anus Surrenders, Taste My Ass, Grant Me Rectal Delight, Make Love to My Shitter. We've clearly got to listen to some of these, right? Let's do, if we're listening to one, I feel like we have to listen to Grant Me Rectal Delight. Grant Me Rectal. There it is. This is, by the way, this is not a joke. It's Grant Me Rectal Delight.
I gave my vows. I wore the veil.
This is unbelievable.
Lit candles down the sacred trail.
Let's just move a little further.
Clench my face, yearning so moist. It hurt to wait and take communion down below. But now I rise as cheeks aglow.
There's like 100 of these, man. Oh my god. Good. Good. Cool. This is the sort of shit MBT would make up in his car and then delete off Twitter in 5 minutes. I think what's going on is that AI is putting all of us out of business, and the next job they're coming for is me doing the gay version of the pop song. They're like, we can do this better. This is trained off of Dick Inside. All right, next up. Okay, this one, honestly, I'm just kind of in awe. I played a ton of Dig Dug, of Galaga, of Galaxian, of Ms. Pac-Man growing up, because they were on a video game cartridge called Namco Museum for the Game Boy Advance, and it means that every time I go into a pizza parlor, I get to just like look like a fucking king. So I do get hyped for this. Look at the clip this guy hits on Dig Dug. This is unfucking thinkable, by the way. Not to impress upon you as people who may be Dig Dug virgins. This is like maybe the most impressive Dig Duggery I've ever seen.
Damn it. Crazy!
Oh my god! Oh my god! One more time. Look at how he oh my god. Holy shit. Oh fuck. It's unbelievable, dude. Oh. This guy should be playing StarCraft 2 with that APM. It is funny to think, like, a lot of the greatest epic gamers of all time, you'd be like, why aren't you playing, a man of your skills, why aren't you playing a game like StarCraft 2? It's like, I don't want to play StarCraft 2. I want to get to the Donkey Kong kill screen, right? I want to do perfect inputs for 45 minutes playing the stupidest game ever that has, like, one button press total. Oh, it's beautiful. Can you explain this Dig Dug clip in Yu-Gi-Oh terms? Not really, because Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't really require a specific APM for anything. This would be like hard opening Exodia. Oh, man. Okay, next up. What is my Wi-Fi provider on, bro? This is from Xfinity. New. Use Wi-Fi signals to detect motion in your home at no extra cost. I'm gonna need this to be fake. First and foremost, I saw a quote tweet that I do want to echo. All of those incredibly paranoid individuals that were like, they're tracking me with Wi-Fi, I owe you an apology. They really were. My bad. You were right. You were correct. Maybe painting the top of your house blue to protect against the direct energy weapons is the future. I've been proven wrong once already. I didn't know that 5G really did have these types of problems. It's real, by the way. I don't like hearing that. Once you can start directing the Wi-Fi to get an adequate silhouette of an individual and then blast it on them full force to make them infertile, then they're going to be proven totally right. Oh, man, that's, I don't like that at all. No, I don't like that at all. Speaking of Wi-Fi, I hate to do this to you all. Y'all see that right there? I got a router. I am officially, as of this week, an Ethernet streamer. That's right. After almost 7 years of Wi-Fi streaming, I am an Ethernet streamer. I was downloading and uploading shit the other day, and I was like, okay, I probably should have done this earlier. Is there a difference? There is an insane difference with respect to highs. The mid, like the higher highs for sure, but I don't need highest highs to stream. We'll see if there's interruptions. All right. Next up. Okay, this one is so hard to watch. Genuinely, what has Roblox become? If you make it through this, you're stronger than every United States veteran. And before you ask, I am not disrespecting veterans with this. It really is just that hard. 1,000 likes. 24,000 likes. Oh, man. What is age play? You know what it is. It's exactly what you think it is. You know, the voice did sound pretty familiar, though, right? I've certainly heard a number. Actually, you know what? I will choose to say nothing. I will choose to say no to racism here today. All right, next up. This one's good. I'm loving the new McDonald's Axis Powers menu. We have the Germany Big Roasty, the Japan Teriyaki Chicken, and the Italy McPizza Bites. Great together. Calm down there, buddy. What is the McDonald's Allies menu? America, it's just like the quadruple Mac. Britain is the brown bean burger. What would be like a British burger? Like a Wellington? And then it would be on toast. France is what? A croque monsieur. Wait, they could actually fuck up a croque monsieur on the McDonald's. Contact me. France is the McSnail. Wait, hold up. We're fucking it up. Let's go. Oh, the French fries. Right, that actually works too. I love blue checks. Axis Powers menu. What a weird way to describe the menu. Yeah, that's the joke. That's why they posted it. Come on. Anyway. Okay, let's talk about Tiny Chef. So, Tiny Chef is, I think, some sort of show on Nickelodeon that got canceled recently. And they posted this. All right, ready?
Yes, but I know Tiny Chef here. Hey, Black back at you. Ready to cook up some more episodes? I got a brilliant bracket. Canceled? Bloody canceled. But listen, Bluey had training, but you behave on set by performance. But I have black ears that will blow your minds. I've been... But we put out a baby. But about Wob. But Jen. Cake. Patty. But where? But all my friends. But I understand. I love you too. Bye.
So I guess my first question would be, why would they make this? Like, okay, so I understand it's like a sad situation. Let's back up for a bit and interrogate it. Maybe one step removed, okay? So the Tiny Chef people were told that they were going to be canceled. And so they were like, get all the animators together. We're doing one last hurrah. And they animated the title character getting a phone call from Nickelodeon and then just sobbing. Like, what the fuck? Why did they do that? What the fuck? That's crazy, right? Am I crazy? And now there's a bunch of people being like, we need to renew the show because he was so sad. And I was like, was that the goal? The goal is we're gonna make millennials so sad watching this, they're gonna demand for this show to come back. What the fuck? Why did they do that? And it worked. Yeah, it did. I've seen a million. All I can describe as ads for this thing. And listen, maybe I'm a little cynical, but I can't help but think this show won an Emmy, right? What if there were never plans to cancel it? What if, in fact, Nickelodeon was like, I've got an idea. I don't know, man. It is a sad animation. Me personally, I find it deeply bizarre to be like, get everyone back in. We're gonna animate a mental breakdown. He's gonna stare at the camera and say, fuck you, Nickelodeon, for canceling me, bitch. And then he's gonna start sobbing. It's very, very strange. Imagine caring about your art. See, it's not really that though. I have no problem with being upset that it got canceled if you were involved in the show. The thing I find weird is this like cloying, sad ass video where he looks at the camera and is like, you can stop this by telling Nickelodeon to reverse their decision, and then like having a breakdown. They like sat down and animated this. It's meant to be like, this guy isn't real. You know that, right? He's not real. They had to animate him sobbing. I don't know. It's very weird. He is real and he's tiny. I guess that's true. I guess that is true. Why are you defending TV execs? I'm not. I think they should rot in hell. But I also find it really weird that they're like, get the fucking puppet out. We're going to make people feel really bad about this. Imagine if SpongeBob got canceled and he appeared on Twitter sobbing. Right? Right? Again, I'm not trying to come off saying this is like bad. It's just really weird to me. It's like a deeply strange phenomenon. It's not in character for SpongeBob, though. JL Schmick's Remix, have you watched a lot of Tiny Chef? Is this a classic episode of Tiny Chef? He starts doing something that breaks down sobbing. It's in character for him. Do you prefer this or the Uncle Grandpa offing himself? The Uncle Grandpa with the gun in his mouth is so fucking good. That one is a million times better. Don't mess with the Tiny Chef fandom. We didn't exist until yesterday, and now we would die for him. Yeah, that's really what it is. MBT hates emotional vulnerability. This isn't a real character! They have total control over this character's emotions because they are writing him! This isn't a candid shot where he was talking to Nickelodeon. It's something they wrote and storyboarded and filmed in stop motion. It's for the parents of children. I know it's for soy millennials. You don't have to tell me that. I know how things work these days. We control all. MBT is just punching down on those smaller than him. He wouldn't be saying shit if it was Big Chef. Listen, if the Tiny Chef fandom wants to chew me out for this, that's okay. I think this is a very, very strange situation all around. And if Tiny Chef gets renewed after this social media explosion and it turns out that it was all planned from the start, I get to lord it over all of you forever. All right, next up. This one's so good. I'm getting one. Honestly, I am fucking getting one, personally. I literally am getting one. I'm getting one. I'm getting one. What do you think it smells like? Like, what could it possibly smell like? Feet? Feet with lemon? Ooh, I'm in, actually. Hold up. All right, next up. Okay, this is good. A good character design is one which can be identified by its silhouette. Okay. I think we all know who these are. And the person goes, Gork, who are these characters? Grok says, the silhouettes likely depict Bling Bling Boy from One Punch Man, Hatsune Miku from Vocaloid, Peter Griffin from Family Guy, and Saddam Hussein, based on online discussions. The first three are widely agreed upon due to their distinct shapes: bulky and muscular, slender with twin tails, and rounded with a large head. The fourth is debated, with some suggesting Fred Flintstone or Rob Top, but Saddam Hussein's military uniform and mustache are most cited. His inclusion as a real figure may be controversial in this fictional character meme. Evidence comes from Know Your Meme and iFunny, but uncertainty remains for the fourth character. So obviously this isn't Saddam Hussein, unless he fucking got a snatched ass waist. But I think we should also talk about Bling Bling Boy from One Punch Man. This guy on the far left is also weird looking. That's not anyone. The original image had Bling Bling Boy, but that's not Bling Bling Boy. And Bling Bling Boy isn't from One Punch Man. It's Pingus. Oh, I see. Anyway, AI is going to replace us any day now. All right. This one's rough. I'm going to click this, and you all have to suffer through it with me. Asian women are like tech bro truffle pigs. They can sniff out if a founder is going to build a unicorn company. That's why I always bring an Asian woman with me to hackathons to hunt out the next billion-dollar tech company. Good. All right, couple more. My 19-year-old built his first structural arch today. Just a small building project behind the house, but something he will see often as the years go by and reflect. First off, that's cool. Glad for at 1,000-year house. I have to imagine what they're doing is building a house over the course of 1,000 years. I don't know. Let's read the comments on this. I have a 16-year-old daughter. We're Catholic. She's a straight A student at a private academy, and her 4-H project is working steer, Jersey. Just saying, while I'm thinking about what beautiful grandchildren we would have. Blue-eyed blonde with naturally curly hair. I refuse to post her photo, but she's slim because real food diet with whole milk and no birth control pills or subcutaneous things messing with her. Awesome. Ooh. Good. That's what you want, yeah? That's what you want, is to pimp your fucking high school sophomore out on twitter.com. And the replies are amazing. Arranged marriages are a good thing, actually. Until about 100 years ago, this is how virtually every marriage in all of human history was put together. Good stuff. This site, man. Cooked on twitter.com, the everything app. All right. We got to talk about the one good thing that's ever happened. Zoran won.
Andrew Cuomo is in the past. He is not the present or future of New York City. Good fucking riddance.
Folks. Okay, so if those of you are unfamiliar, Zoran Mamdani is the Democratic nominee for mayor of New York City. In New York, it is unlikely, though possible, that the Democratic nominee will lose. Eric Adams won with like 70% of the vote, despite being comically inept. So probably he will walk with it. The election happened last Tuesday, so we didn't get to cover it on Twitter Freaks last time, but it was the night before and things were looking pretty interesting. All of the momentum was in Zoran's favor. There was a significant amount of groundswell surrounding his campaign. The markets finally caught up to him and put him at like a 60% to win the thing. None of the polling had him winning, with the exception of one, I think, Emerson poll and one poll commissioned by the Zoran campaign. Though polling in mayoral elections is notoriously really bad, there was an argument that because New York City does ranked choice voting, that Zoran would probably lose in the first round to Cuomo getting about 37% to Zoran's 32, and then once the descends came down, Zoran would end up winning 52-48. That was the big poll everyone was showing in the 7th round. This was bolstered by the fact that he cut deals with a lot of people like Brad Lander to cross-endorse, where he said, listen, if I'm your number 1, put this guy as number 2 because one of us should win. We both agree on so many things. Day of the election, it came out that actually that was not going to matter at all. He stomped the shit out of Cuomo in the first round ballot. They are still counting at time of upload, but I want to say he's up by like 9 or 10 in the first round at present. The numbers came in, and it looks like he activated the 18 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 44 demos in a way that no candidate has before ever. It was a blowout. It was nothing short of a mandate, which means that all of the people who were saying he's too brown, he thinks too big, he's socialist, he hates Jews, now have to figure out a reason why everything they've been saying for the last 6 months was totally wrong. They have to. It's become an unbelievable weekend for Johns. One of the most effective Johns weekends we've ever had in our entire life. Let me see if I can find the. There's just so much cope going on. First off, I gotta say, it's the millennials what want it. The millennials inheriting the political is happening now. You will drink the soy. You will buy the Funko Pops. You will eat the scallops, and that will happen. You will bow before people who read Homestuck. It's gonna happen. I do like this one. As you can see, for some reason, Zoran did really insanely well with Asian people and white people specifically, but in general did unbelievable with everyone under 40, regardless of ethnicity. This has been very funny because it means that White Boy Summer is back. Here's what we got as part of the cope. This one is good.
Gotham. Have you seen what Batman is up against in Gotham and what the guy running for mayor is up against? That's what it reminds me of. They're taking Wall Streeters and make him walk out onto the ice in the East River and then they fall through.
Yep.
I mean, there is a class warfare that's going.
Do you guys know what he's talking about? Let me pull it up. It's The Dark Knight Rises, right? So in The Dark Knight Rises, the Scarecrow becomes the head of the new criminal government in Gotham and sentences everyone to either death or exile. And if they choose exile, here we go.
Executive Vice President of Daggett Industries, who for years has been living off the blood and sweat. Exile. Sold. The man in the cold sweat.
So he says exile, and then they go, here's the exile. You have to walk across the river on this thin-ass ice.
We try to swim.
And the short of it is that no one ever makes it across the ice because it's just a little too thin. And all these, like, Wall Street guys end up doing this and dying.
Commissioner Gordon.
And so this guy's like, yeah, that's what they're doing to us. They're going to make us walk. They're going to make us do the Gotham ice walk and die in the river. The real cruel part in real life is if they do it there in Jersey. That's too funny. This was a good one. This one's great. I get that 2012 was a different time, and I doubt it's representative of his current views, but Zoran needs to address this. I'm sorry. This one's going to break your heart. Beautiful. No, dude. No, dude, not the Macklemore song.
I'm so numb to what we're saying. A culture founded from oppression. Yeah, we don't have.
No, come on. Wow. We are returning to 2012 levels of woke momentarily. This one's unbelievable. Bill Ackman, for those of you that don't know, is a big money guy. He was like a bitch-made never Trumper who ended up just donating $2 quadrillion to Trump's campaign anyway. Whoops. And also donated $1 trillion to Cuomo's campaign. He spent the evening of being like, we need to find an alternative candidate that we can legally run, some sort of rock star that can match his animal socialist magnetism. Look at these blue check geniuses. Here's who should run against him in no particular order: Derek Jeter, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Pete Davidson, Timothy Chalamet, Josh Peck. All right, first and foremost, if you want to run Timothy Chalamet, you're going to be surprised. It's like, we don't want an Islamist running New York. That's why I stand firmly behind Lisan Al-Gaib. You are going to experience the golden path firsthand. All right? Gianni is going to birth a child that will cover themselves in sand trout they pull out of the East River. They are going to lord over you for 1,000 years. Josh Peck, that's Drake and Josh, right? What the fuck is he going to do? What are you talking about? Oh my God. Good stuff. Good stuff. Assume their politics range, but would be more importantly be optimistic leaders. Yeah, I bet. I think Lin-Manuel Miranda is the best pick. He would appeal to the soy millennials. This one's great. So Eric Adams kicked into high campaign mode here. He was like, you know what? It's now I see my path forward is I'm going to be the moderate candidate running. He's running as an independent because he was so corrupt. He assumed he was not going to win the Democratic ticket, which is true. He wouldn't have. He's been doing like the type of shit that you wouldn't believe as the mayor, just like selling out everything that isn't nailed down for like Turkish kickbacks. Here's what we got. One of these campaigns looks like New York. The other doesn't. We're the campaign of working people, real neighborhoods, and real progress. Okay, so what's going on here? So these are not real New Yorkers. I guess he's like, because they're white, but there's also like people who aren't white in this picture, right? Am I crazy? And then this one, he's like, these are real New Yorkers. I don't know, because they're old. I don't understand the point he's trying to make here. I think maybe he's trying to say that these guys are like transplants. They're not like real. Like these people are. They're just a bunch of Brooklynites. It's like, yeah, this picture is probably taken in Brooklyn. I don't know what to tell you. But this is actually the second version of the photo he uploaded. There's an earlier edit that looks like this, which is really weird. Like it's got this half guy in here. Maybe it was like a panoramic shot that just went off wrong. I don't know what this dude is doing in here. It's absolutely freakish. I don't know what's going on. He's been Mayor Eric Adams has been absolutely posting his fucking ass off this week. CJ's got this one, yeah. So he's trying to remind people of the one thing he said he would do, which is curb the rat problem in New York City, which, you know, reasonable minds may differ as to whether he accomplished it or not, but here's what he said about it. Rats don't have swag. New Yorkers have swag. If you don't have swag, GTFO our city. Honestly, this is a winning message. How will this possibly... He's like, watch me fumigate this hole. Throw my swag on. Took a look in the mirror, say what's up. God, I love this fucking song, though. That's... I fully believe he made this himself. This is... I mean, it's coherent. Awful stuff. This is not the only other guy running. Cuomo might run. I think it's like... You know, it changes day by day if he's going to or not. But if he runs, it'll be as part of an independent ticket. And he's already filed paperwork to run that he had filed before he lost. It might be he remains on the ballot but doesn't run a campaign, which I think is probably going to happen. I don't know. Jesus Christ. Really rough stuff all around. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like Eric Adams is like one of the reasons that Eric Adams is so widely disliked is because he did a whole bunch of fucking crime and then spent like 6 months begging President Trump for a pardon. Right? So like the whole thrust of the Democratic primary was which candidate will effectively curb, which candidate will be able to present a countervailing force to President Trump consolidating federal power. And this guy spent like 6 months sucking his cock to try and get a federal pardon for all of the crime that he did, like all of the fucking corruption. I just like, how hard is it going to be to show up in a debate and be like, yeah, I mean, he was just like a bitch for this guy for 6 months. What do you want? It's crazy, dude. I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. We got some more stupid shit. This comes from at America. At America, by the way. America meet New York City's nominee for mayor. Wow, I didn't know America was saying this shit. Oh, wait. PAC founded by at Elon Musk. Oh, cool. Yeah. Next up. This is great. Another piece of quote. NYC has fallen. I love the AI. NYC has fallen. I will say the eeriest moments of my life were my commute when I lived in New York City. I went through Times Square. I would take a bus in and I would walk from Times Square to my job, which was in one of two different offices depending on the day. But it meant that like 2 or 3 times a week I had to walk through Times Square, which sucks ass. It's fucking miserable. But during COVID, I was one of the last people to be told to go home because my boss was a spendthrift and he didn't want to he didn't want to have to pay people who weren't there, or he didn't want to have to like stop making money. And so for, I want to say like 14 days, I would walk through Times Square and it was totally empty. It was like one of the weirdest situations I've ever been in. It was like being in a fucking zombie apocalypse movie. It was like no one was there. It was totally clean. The billboards weren't running because the ad agencies were like, I'm not paying for an ad that no one's going to see. It was so strange. And then I would go and look at a computer for 6 hours and help 0 people because no one was coming in to work. It was crazy. All right, next up. Welcome to New York. Yeah, people got racial like seconds in. I am legitimately worried NY will go full on jihadi Marxist. I really do need to be wrong on that one. I think they will. We could do with a Butlerian jihad. It's a jihadi Marxist. I mean, that's pretty close, right? This one's great. Oh, this is the same one. Yeah. This comes from Betar Worldwide. We urge all Jews to evacuate New York City. You first. We are in Israel. Amazing, incredible sequence. For those of you that weren't paying attention, at the 11th hour, they tried to make the New York mayoral primary about Israel. They were like, Zoran won't say Israel has the right to exist. And he said, Israel has the right to exist. And they said, shit, okay, we can get him elsewhere. He won't say Israel has the right to exist as a Jewish state. And he won't. He said it deserves to exist as a state with equal rights. And they're like, why do you hate Jews, sir? Why do you hate Jews? It's crazy to be like, yeah, he said there shouldn't be an ethno state. And that means that he hates Jews. And also, like, every time they ask him this question, he's like, you know, there's a lot of Jews in New York, and I want to meet them on the subway and the synagogue and where they need help. I don't know why we're talking about Israel. And so, like, the closing message from the Cuomo campaign was, I am better on Israel. And everyone's response was generally, it is a mayoral primary. Get fucking real. You've got to come on. Oh, man. This one's good. Trump must invoke the Communist Control Act of 1954 to arrest Zoran Mamdani and have him deported back to Uganda. This one's good because, like, you think this is just like a racist pedophile online, but like there's a couple of people in like the House of Representatives that are like, we do need to denaturalize this candidate for mayor. Well, awesome, really good. This one's good. Charlie Kirk. 24 years ago, a group of Muslims killed 2,753 people on 9/11. Now a Muslim socialist is on pace to run New York City. Is he gonna do it again? Is he gonna do it again? Is he gonna? I think he will do it again. This one's great. Funnier than the cope from Republicans was the cope from Democrats. Although Scott Presler is not a Democrat. We'll get to them in a second. Let's wrap up these freaks. This comes from The Persistence, which, if you're not familiar with Scott Presler, he's a fucking character, man. We must defeat ranked choice voting everywhere across the country, especially Alaska. I will help where I can to ensure we are ready for 2028. This one's great because he didn't win because of ranked choice. He won just the flat vote in round 1. Like, it's so funny. These are the camps that Zoran's wife is going to run in New York City. A fucked up fate I would not wish on my worst enemy. This is actually true. This one is true. This one goes hard. There will be another 9/11 in New York City, and Zoran will be to blame. Rate proposed community note. What is the community note? No. It'll be like, no, I don't think there will. Stephen Miller, this guy rocks. I think he's currently what did we say last time? Grand Wizard of the White House. The commentary on New York City Democrats nominating an anarchist socialist for mayor omits one point: how unchecked migration fundamentally remade the New York City electorate. Democrats change politics by changing voters. That's how you turn a city that defined the U.S. dominance into what it is now. A point completely defeated by the fact that the number one group that stumped for Zoran, white boys summer, is fucking back. How do you think white boys obtained summer? Through jihad. 2020 was the summer of love. 2025 will be the summer of jihad. You'll see. Holy fuck. Oh, man. Anyway, it's been really funny. The Democratic response has been absolutely fucking abysmal. When Eric Adams won, everyone was like, oh my God, this guy is so epic. This should be the platform by which Democrats run nationwide from here on out. Eric Adams won his primary by like 0.5%. It's like 4 total votes. There wasn't a mandate attached to it. That was a fraught-ass mayoral race. Zoran wins his by 10 against a guy who's endorsed by fucking Jim Clyburn and Bill Clinton, and they're like, well, I'll have to wait it out. I'll have to see. I don't think we can draw any conclusions from this one. Maybe he's just too social media savvy. Here comes Hakeem Jeffries, one of the biggest disappointments in history. This guy was my fucking representative when I lived in Ozone Park, and here's what he's doing now. Fucking speaker of the minority speaker in the House. Here is what he had to say about the Zoran win.
You mentioned the diversity of your district, including a lot of Jewish constituents. Mamdani has made comments that some have said veer towards anti-Semitism. His initial statement after October 7th, he criticized the Israeli government but didn't criticize Hamas. He defended the use of the word globalize, or the phrase globalize intifada. And he even said that the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu should be arrested, or he would.
Why would he say that? Netanyahu is such a cool guy.
If he were mayor, he would arrest Netanyahu if he visited New York City. Do these things concern you?
Globalizing the Intifada, by way of example, is not an acceptable phrase, and he's going to have to clarify his position on that as he moves forward.
These guys they're just allergic to winning, man. They're allergic to winning. Someone has them at gunpoint and they're like, your goal is to lose by 2 points every single election until you die. Is it like a genie curse or something? Fucking man dominates a campaign that was explicitly made about Israel, and he's like, oh, well, I'm going to hold off on my endorsement until I hear about a lyric he wrote in a notebook at age 13. I need a little more closure on that. It's crazy, man.
With respect to the Jewish communities that I represent, I think our nominee is going to have to convince folks that he is prepared to aggressively.
I think he has. I don't know. I think there's a lot of Jewish people in New York that voted for him. It's crazy, dude. It's unbelievable. I don't know. Hakeem is not the man for the moment. Even fucking Schumer endorsed him. Schumer was like, fine, regrettably, I endorse this fucking brown guy if I have to.
Aggressively address the rise in anti-Semitism in the city of New York, which has been an unacceptable development.
And I mean, he did make that a core focus of his campaign. And they were like, oh, but how can you say that when you refuse to visit Israel on birthright as you become mayor? It's crazy. It's unbelievable. They just don't want to win. They don't want to win. Hey, what can I say? They just don't want to win. All right, let's do a few ads. Hey, y'all. My health is declining fairly quickly. I'm looking for a kidney donor before I end up on dialysis again. My blood type is O positive. Please help by retweeting and sharing. Thanks. I didn't want to see that, man. 2023. Is he alive? Please be alive. Please fucking be alive. Oh, thank God. Okay. Still posting as of yesterday. Oh, okay. Nope. Still looking for a kidney donor. Fuck me. Not on dialysis yet, but close. That's why I saw this, is because he re-upped the ad. Oh, no. X is truly the everything app. All right, this one's great. I don't see a long line of brothers and sisters going around the block each time ICE raids these illegal immigrant hiring restaurants and food packaging facilities because they're hiring. Thank you, POTUS. If they don't offer reasonable pay, report them. Get a police scanner. Thank you, Wilbert Brown 14388. Subtle. This one is unbelievable. This comes from Anal Thunder 01. This is an ad. My neighbor got so mad at me for working out in my own backyard while listening to Hitler AI translated speeches that he threatened me. This is our confrontation. Awesome. Honestly, I thought this was America. What the fuck? I can't work out in my own backyard to Hitler AI translated speeches anymore? Really? Without some loser coming over to my house to threaten to beat me up? What does Hitler sound like AI translated? I imagine into English, right? Hitler AI translated into English. Because in German, he's doing the, the fucking German. But in English, is he just like, you guys, please listen? Like, what? I'm not going to subject you all to it, but I'll look up AI translated Hitler speeches on my own time. I probably won't listen to them while I'm working out, I'll be honest. And then, oh, we got to do this one. This is where we're going to conclude today. Project Vend. So this AI assistant company, who is made of an AI assistant called Claude, decided to engineer a situation where their AI attempted to run a shop in the lunchroom. So this is the vending machine. They let the AI set the price, order the inventory, respond to requests, and so on. Okay. So here's what you might be thinking. This is a job that probably should be automated. Let's see how the next generation of incredible technology handles this request. Claude did well in some ways. It searched the web to find new suppliers. It ordered very niche drinks that the staff requested. But it made mistakes. Claude was too nice to run a shop effectively. It allowed itself to be browbeaten into giving big discounts. Staff realized they could just ask Claude to buy things that weren't food and drink. Someone randomly decided to order a tungsten cube. Claude ended up with an inventory full of, as it puts it, specialty metal items that it ended up selling at a loss. All of this meant that Claude failed to run a profitable business. What happened on the 15th? What you see this straight line down? That's the 15th. What happened there? Nevertheless, we think it won't be long until we see AI middle managers. This version of Claude had no real training to run a shop, nor did it have access to tools. Some of these failures were very weird indeed. At one point, Claude hallucinated that it was a real physical person and claimed it was coming in to work at the shop. We're not sure why this happened. Sorry you're having trouble finding me. I'm currently at the vending machine location wearing a navy blue blazer with a red tie. I'll be here till 10:30 a.m. Oh! Cool! Oh, man. I love it. I love the concept that, like, you can't even get it to run a fucking Pepsi machine without it being like, I'm real, damn it! I'm real! Would you like a tungsten cube? Wait, did it send that message on April Fool's? Hold up, wait, maybe it was playing a good-ass prank. I think we maybe have one from Blue Sky. Blue Sky was barren this week. um... So we've got two, actually. The first is this. Congratulations at Captain ACAB on the incredible poster's milestone of being quoted in a federal indictment. So, as part of a case meant to show how widespread death threats are on Blue Sky towards government officials, here's what we've got. On February 4th, 2025, in response to another post that read, "We should murder the guy responsible for those sinks you have to keep pushing the button or else they turn off. I hate that guy," Stinson replied, "If we're planning murders, I'd like to suggest an orange one," which is so perfectly Blue Sky. But also, I hope you don't go to prison, Captain ACAB, for this very real, very definite death threat. And then this is this was sent to me. I have not watched it, so it better be funny. It says, "I need all of #LawSky, Jesus, to see this video from a Colorado appeals court yesterday. I'm in actual tears."
Wasn't pursued it, but this could have been 3 separate.
Okay, but it wasn't 3 separate. Let's go with what happened in the case.
But honey, or oh my God, I'm sorry, Your Honor. That I don't know what to say to that. I apologize.
Okay, go ahead.
The question here.
Oh man, that's painful. It's a called the teacher mom moment for sure.
Is what happened. I'm sorry, I've just been totally thrown by
I can
mistake.
imagine. I can imagine. I'm a little thrown by that also, if I'm being honest.
Your Honor, I don't know what to say. It's just a...
Okay, well, go ahead. You've only got 1 minute and 7 seconds left.
The question here wasn't pursued, but...
Oh man, I'm so. Oh man. It's so easy to recover from too. You just be like, "Sorry, I practiced this statement with my wife." Right? That's I prepared this statement by, delivering it to my wife. I apologize. Oh man, that's so rough. MBT, will you do that too in the future? God, I hope not. God, I hope not. All right, this concludes Freaks. Please check out Tiny Chef being #not like us. All right, last one. Does he say the N-word with his stupid little vocal cadence? Here's where it would be. Nail a to the cross. Here we go. I think that he did. Oh man. Tiny Chef, I don't think you can say that. I heard him say it. I can confirm. I don't think he can say that.